In terms of communication, do you spend more time listening to others and receiving communication, or do you spend more time sharing or communicating what you want to share? In this video, we're going to talk about how both are extremely important and how you can unlock the opportunities to increase the flow of communication in your team and organization. Let's jump right in. Okay, so recently I've had a lot of conversations with clients and others who want to improve their level of communication. And it's interesting because so many people say they want to improve communication, talking about kind of this umbrella of like communication. There's a lot that goes into that. But what they need to improve inside of that is vastly different from person to person. Some people, like me, are pretty adept, and I don't even know if adept is the right word, but tend towards sharing and talking and being more outspoken before we listen. Now, I've talked previously in videos and other things around how I've had to have some hard realizations around how much I need to be a better listener, and I'm continuing to work on that. But that's where I tend towards. It's a lot easier for me to share information than for me to sit back, ingest, and listen. On the other hand, plenty of people that I talk to would describe themselves as natural introverts. And so they would actually consider themselves to be great listeners. They care and want to be open to the ideas and perspectives of others, and so they listen. But they're either not sure of what to share, maybe they're afraid of oversharing, they don't want to share things that are irrelevant, or they just don't know how to advocate for themselves and their ideas in some ways, and there are some fears around that of maybe being shut down. Maybe they had some experiences when they were younger where they felt like their ideas weren't valued, and so it's easy for them to value others' ideas, and they're putting others on pedestals that they should be listened to, but they don't maybe value themselves, and so they're not sharing. In both cases, whether you are more into sharing or more into listening, we need both. Without both, the communication does not flow. If all I do is share, then I'm not receiving. So it's just a one-way communication. I'm not receiving. But communication needs to continue to flow. If all I'm doing is listening and I'm not sharing, then the communication stops with me. It's like a river that is continuing to flow. The two banks of the river are sharing and listening. We want to be in the flow of both. If we're only on one or the other, we're out of the flow, and communication doesn't continue. It stops with us. So I want to invite you to think about whether or not you naturally tend or currently tend more towards sharing or listening in the communication spectrum. How can you invite more of the other so that you can keep the flow of communication going with all of those around you? Don't let you be the communication bottleneck. You should be the communication pump to keep it going. And if you're interested, there are ways to dive a little deeper and to say, hey, don't just like start sharing more, start listening more, to dive deeper into why you may not be doing the other as much as you could, and we can talk more about that. So my name is Jeff Perry. I'm a leadership and career development expert and the author of The Intentional Engineer. And what I love to do is help unlock people's potential. And communication, individually and collectively as a team, is a huge part of that. And can help us to overcome some of the big challenges, to connect with intention. Connection with intention is a big theme of mine right now, to help teams and organizations unlock potential collectively through the power of human connection, and doing so with intention. So I'd love to help you and your team and organization do just that through a curated group of trainings and experiences that'll help you create the connections and conversations that you need to unlock your full potential. If you'd love to talk more about that, please reach out, let's connect, and I hope to see you soon.